Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to the Nexus Gaming Series. DB Smiley here, bringing you some Division. Sadly, not D, because you'll get that in a second. C East action between Die for Vision and Do It Right, casted by DB Smiley here in this division of the Nexus Gaming Series. Doubtful too many people are watching yet, but I think these two teams can demonstrate some pretty devious play. Go for some maybe dastardly boss plays. Put on a display, a demonstration, if you will, of dang good HOTS play. Anyway, jumping into this, already bans coming hot and heavy. Anubarak, Diablo, Kael'thas, get the fuck out. Get out of here. We're not putting up with that. Joanna, it is a tank choke and a half at this point. As almost no time spent on those bans here. That went really quick. Jaina gonna be the first pick. Have not seen a lot of Jaina first picks. Kind of surprised by that one. Jaina is still a very, very strong mage. High popularity rate, 2/3. A first pick tells me that they really want to make sure that they have that wave clear advantage. With the Kael'thas down, Die for Vision maybe even wants to think about a Gul'dan here. Just to make sure that they can match wave clear. Right now going with ETC Sylvanas. That's actually a lot of single target damage potential. Sylvanas does best when a hero is separated, and ETC does best at separating heroes. So, strong picks here out of the gate for both teams. And I love getting the ETC here. ETC has just been very, very predominant in the in the Nexus Gaming Series meta so far, sitting at a 55% popularity rate. His win rate has fallen off a bit, but now we're seeing Vala. So Vala got some reworks, and then a Mal'Ganis. So Vala, not really a rework, just an HP buff. Vala can do a lot more damage now. Could be countered out by ETC if he goes Block Party, though on this map you kind of always see Prog Rock just because you can stack it so quick. Rhaegar going to be banned, so a lot of meta support's still up. Ana's up. Tyranda's up, Lucio, well, not up anymore, Malfurion, but going with the Rhaegar and the Lucio. So you have Tyrande up now on the side of Die for Vision. If it's in their hero pool, I'd love to see it. ETC Tyrande, classic combo. On the other hand, kind of surprised by those bans. They definitely appear to be target bans. Taking a look now at Rhaegar, you can see he's been fairly popular-ish, like 23%. I mean, I think he's been in 4th or 5th in support. Stukov, meanwhile, definitely a presence. You got to be careful with the ETC Stukov. Stukov actually sitting at 46% popularity rate. So very, very high popularity rate in Nexus Gaming Series. And we have an Ariel and a Zul. So Ariel is not someone I've seen a lot, nor is Zul. Zul, he kind of had a brief window as like a pseudo tank, but hasn't really shown up much in Nexus Gaming Series so far this season. What's this last pick going to be? Solo laner, I imagine, but it looks like it'll be a... They don't really have a true tank, so Rexar, okay, there's the solo lane. They don't really have a true tank on the side to Do It Right, and it's kind of hard. I'm having trouble like keeping up with this draft, just because like both teams seem to know what they wanted and they picked it. Kind of an unusual draft from Do It Right. A fairly standard draft for the current meta by Die for Vision. But looks like it's a Zul tank, more or less. Ronan could be the tank. I don't want to see Zul in the solo lane, though. So I kind of want to see, I guess, Zul leading the rotations. The reason you take Zul in this map, you rotate mid, you rotate top, you rotate mid, you rotate top. And you get a lot of that clear out of the way. So that was just an incredibly fast draft here that we just went through. Almost no time really to kind of catch our bearings and just get everything set up. So apologies, I'm not going to have some of the nice, pretty features ready to go right out of the gate. Yeah, it'll be interesting match. Wave clear definitely favors Do It Right. So if this map comes down to macro, they can do that. But if this map comes down to pickoffs, which often Tomb can, or stalling, I actually like the comp better on the side of Die for Vision. Sylvanas, Rexar, Stukov, potentially. All really great stallers. But we're going to jump right into the match here. Die for Vision on the left. It's going to be Shamhat on Stukov, Sulfide on Sylvanas, Atlas on Rexar, Casey on the Hanzo, and Leonidas on the ETC. And over on the right, we're going to see Lady Ronan on Ariel. We're going to see Ronan on Mal'Ganis. Iceman going to be on Vala with that new skin. Snow Hands on the Dreadlord Jaina. Blowing some mana. Taking a nice little cold shower here before the match starts. And Hannibal going to be in the bot on Zul. So they are going to split Zul off to the bottom. I got to be honest, I don't like that. Zul on this map, the whole point is he's the only hero that can really slow down the enemy's rotation. Because it forces them to clear extra minions. So I don't like putting Zul in the bot unless they're going to try to just like hyper push top and let Zul rotate like bot mid. Ronan in a little bit of a difficult situation there. Misha in the backline does get killed, so call Sarah McLaughlin in the arms of the angel as Misha does go down. Meanwhile, though, Hanzo taking quite a lot of poke here. Taking a look, level 1 talents. We are seeing the E build out of Stukov, as is customary with these kind of separation blow-up comps. Q build, W build, or Q build out of Hanzo, W build out of Sylvanas. We are seeing Prog Rock. Pretty standard talents across the board. Worth noting, Backlash, so going with that extra damage. Ariel actually going increasing clarity over the speed. Now that can be risky, especially with an ETC. We are seeing now, Hannibal does kind of get pushed in by a Stukov rotation. Now trying to move in onto Stukov. Doesn't quite get there. Now, if Ariel gets the stack, the amount that she can generate her own healing is insane. But whenever you have a Vala, I kind of almost just want to see either the Searing Light just to get a little bit of extra damage, or just the speed, just that way. Because really all you need for the speed is just a little help with the damage. You don't need like the big burst damage. But we'll see how much value that gets. Currently sitting at 1 stack. Both teams kind of rotating mid-top. We are seeing Vala looking like she might come down, try to move in onto Rexar here. Throwing some damage out. Going to help clear the lane. Gems being picked up by both teams. Right now, both teams about even in gems, but the advantage, of course, goes to do it right for having already 7 of them turned in. That's 7 they don't need to turn in from here. Stukov easily able to interrupt that. And then Hannibal actually needs to be careful. Hannibal may have been caught out here. ETC is mounted. Ariel with the fantastic dismount. Lady Ronan, you just saved Zul's life so hard. There you go. That's one of those plays that, like, as a support, it's one of those plays that most people don't notice when they're casting, but DB Smiley does. That was a critical dismount. Hannibal dies if that dismount does not come in. DB Smiley loves talking about support plays when he's casting. That is for certain. Now, though, Hannibal, a bit low, taking tower shots, needs to back up a little bit. I think Sulfide could have flanked there and actually got some value, but Atlas needs to be careful. Vala chunking out quite a bit of damage. Still, rotations up here. Looks like we're still seeing Do It Right a little bit ahead. Ronan gonna take a little cheeky power slide, not super impactful. Hanzo trying to get some stacks. Now getting kind of shot down here. And Ronan actually drops 20. That's a huge win, but both teams have north of 30 in. Both teams looking for that critical turn in. Let's see who has enough here. Alright, actually, if Leonidas does not get the turn. So no one member of blue has enough for the turn in. Similarly, though, no one member of red has enough for turn in. Big fight coming up here, Mal'Ganis. Choosing discretion is the better part of valor. Not going to dive under towers there. Rexar are going to try to drop 7. That'll take their total to 43. But 42 on the other side. Again, no one member of red can drop here. If Lady Ronan can get 1 more, that would help. Or Mal'Ganis get 2 more. ETC, meanwhile, could drop, and that would actually be enough. Or Casey. Or if these 2 get in, that will be enough. So you kind of always want to keep the math of, like, who needs to turn. And it looks like we're going to see Die for Vision, kind of with the sneaky turn-in bot. Do It Right, not really expecting it, but level 7's here just slightly earlier for Do It Right. Both teams very, very even in experience. Both teams have made some aggressive attempts, but no real kills yet. Iceman a bit low. Leonidas not going to dive for that one there. Trying to just make sure, hey, it's, you know, we have Web Weavers, let's play safe. Jaina going to step up. Trying to get some big damage onto the start here. There's the power slide. Snail Hands barely getting out alive. I think Lady Ronin gets credit for a clutch heal there, because I'm pretty sure Snail Hands was going to die to poison damage. But now Snail Hands needs to back up. Can Lady Ronin get the crown onto Vala? At the moment, it's on Jaina. Jaina is still low. Lady Ronin wanting to get the teammates stacked up here, trying to get the big heal out. Probably held that heal maybe a bit too long. Could have had really 2 in that time frame. And so right now, Red needing to back up a bit. You kind of just want to pop that on cooldown a lot of the time if you can afford to. But Empathic Link, interesting. Oh boy, Ronin is going to drop. Empathic Link is interesting when both your batteries are generally fairly low health. Kind of surprised to see that. But meanwhile, Jaina stays a bit too low. Oh, the BMs. Come on. Oh. Alright, well, it's a good spray choice for the BM. But meanwhile now, that's an advantage here for Do It Right, but... Or excuse me, for Die for Vision. Hannibal does not get the turn in. Clutch interrupt there by the MVP Misha. And Blue is actually close enough to a turn-in that Red really needs to try to get, Do It Right, really needs to try to get this turn-in quick. Ariel does not have enough, is 1 gem short. If she can get a gem, that would be advantageous. But Mal'Ganis does grab those at the moment. Blue currently defending. And Blue getting a doubled up turn-in there, as they've done just a really good job holding onto their gems. Those deaths coming back to haunt Red as they didn't have enough people with gems. It's kind of all on Hannibal to get the turn in. Now, really selling out for a Misha kill. I think this is incredibly risky. Sulfide going to come in for the flank, and here comes the stage dive. That is Hannibal going to drop, and that's 18 gems with him. And Die for Vision also finding Iceman, looking strong at the moment. But the turnaround kill onto ETC there. Tower shots, securing the kill onto ETC as well as some of that Jaina damage. But right now you got 3 defending, well, now 3 as Sylvanas rotates away. Kind of a cheeky little sleep there onto Misha. But so far, the stacking quest not really getting the most value here for Ariel. Having a hard time stepping up with that ETC, with that Misha, and actually getting multiple people in that. But now Mal'Ganis going to come in for the stun, looking for the sleep. Here comes the Ring of Frost. Catches 2. Stukov with the massive shove, but he's not out of harm's way yet. There's the sleep. Stukov is woken up. Hannibal trying to go for the kill, but Stukov is going to get out of here. The question now, does Ronin get out of here? And he is dropping Aegis used, trying to just buy some time. Taking a look. Do It Right. Having a hard time right now. They've lost 2 forts. They haven't been able to get the turn in yet. They have plenty of time to get the turn in now, so if anything, I think they want to push the lanes out and try to get enough gems to store up potentially double up. They should be able to do that before Blue can get a turn in if they play smart. Siege Camp, though, picked up on him. Was that a... That was a Dragon's Arrow. We saw that, Casey. We saw that. Anyway, Dragon's Arrow down now. Obviously, Do It Right did not see that, so to them, it's still a possibility they have to deal with Dragon's Arrow. But, ooh, Dark Conversion picked up by Mal'Ganis. That one is... We have some interesting ults in this game. Dark Conversion, Skeletal Mages, Release the Boars, Stage Dive. But now, Red doing a good job pushing up and actually prepping this bottom lane, getting the tower down, and looking potentially for a bad rotation here, but gets spotted out by Hanzo. I think I would have liked to have seen the engage, though, onto Stukov there, but it's always risky in that choke point with the ETC stage dive. ETC now separating out Mal'Ganis. There are minions under the tower, though, so Mal'Ganis is fine. He's going back in, finds the sleep onto ETC as well as onto Stukov. Stukov with the mashing move. ETC using stage dive almost like a miniature ice block there. Manages to survive thanks to that. I will admit I haven't seen this Jaina build before, but I'm interested to see what kind of value it gets. But there we go, starting to equalize it up, do it right, kind of clawing their way back into this one. They're not at 13s yet, but they can push up mid lane and actually prep mid lane for the next Web Weaver. And they do almost have a turn-in. They're 2 gems shy, and still far closer to a turn-in than are the members of Die for Vision. So Die for Vision got a lot of value off those first 2 turn-ins, but now the question is, can they get it back? Oh, what a great knockback there by Lady Ronin, saving herself. Silence coming in. Mal'Ganis a little bit separated. Has Dark Conversion. Is he going to use it? He's trying to look for the Dark Conversion. But I think now he's just too low to approach the team fight. Misha does go down. Yeah, when you get that low, you just can't really approach the team fight anymore. But a lot of separation there on Mal'Ganis. Mal'Ganis did get low. If he just has a little bit more kind of, I don't want to say awareness, that maybe comes across the wrong way, but just a little bit more kind of like instant reaction, I think that you can get that Dark Conversion off there, and the healing will enable the re-engage. But now, Ronin going into the back again. There's the Skeletal Mages trying to set up the engage, but once again, Stukov with some really good flailing swipes here, and now Vala's in a bit of a sticky wicket. Now trying to turn this around. Mal'Ganis and Vala both kind of low at the moment, kind of separated, but now Ariel finding herself in the back of the enemy team. There's the Aegis. Mal'Ganis goes down, as does Ariel. Dragon's Arrow trying to enable the re-engage. But that is 2 more kills there on to do it right. And that was unfortunate because they had a chance to get the turn-in. Not only did they lose just gems enough for turn-in, but now Blue has had enough time to gather gems and actually get their own. And with the deaths, I think I would have liked to have seen a bigger sense of urgency of getting those turn-ins, trying to make sure that they can get a lot of value top lane. This top keep, very vulnerable, no wall, but now do it right. Should be able to mount a defense here. Bottom lane's pushed in enough that Rexxar would have to dedicate the whole push just to get value in bot lane in so much as a fort. Meanwhile, we haven't seen what Blue wants to do yet. Looking at mid lane. ETC with a big power slide. No real follow-up engage. Rexxar now mid. So it looks like they do want to focus this mid lane. Nope, they baited mid lane, they went top. Really good macro play here. They bait mid lane, they go top. They know that's where they have a big advantage. They clear the lane quick, Spider's healthy, and they're going to run it down top. Vala breaking off, looking like she's going to take this bottom, but that only leaves a 4-man defense here up top. And Mal'Ganis is actually late to it, so this keep could just be forfeit. Skeletal Mages coming in, making them think twice about the engage, but without their primary DPS here, the engage is quite difficult. Stukov did not go root combo, but Ariel currently stuck in a bad spot here. Here comes the stage dive. Mal'Ganis goes down before he can get the Dark Conversion off. And so far we really just haven't seen that ult pay dividends, as now this keep's going to drop. And with the Mal'Ganis death, this is potentially a situation where they could look to end, but with the Spider low, they are going to back up, and I do think that's the right call. They managed to get about half the wall mid. Bot fort is low, but now what are they going to do with this? They have the numbers. Vala, ooh, if that's a power slide, I'm pretty sure Vala dies. Bruiser Camp going to get stolen here by Die for Vision. Yeah, I kind of agree, Monkus. They could have either gotten boss or they could have fast turned. I think if they do either, they get more value on that. But they basically they turned and didn't boss, and so it was just kind of an even 5v5. But they still managed to get top keep. But Zul sneaking this turn in, Hannibal finding it. But Blue seeing that, hey, someone had to have gone back. We have Sylvanas, let's dive keep. And now Ariel in a bit of an awkward position. Stukov not with the best follow-up there. Mal'Ganis going to try to come in, looking for the engage. This keep is going to drop, though. And the Spider spawning way in the back in mid. And this is going to enable blue to both get the keep, clear up this top, and then rotate bottom before really any value can be had. And so this is going to be a snuck turn-in that ultimately serves only really to waste gems, if you ask me. But level 16 is now here for both teams, so they have a fighting chance if they can get the fight they want. Bottom is still pushing. Diver Vision has not made a move for it yet. We are seeing a focus here onto this mid lane. The Leonidas in that bush, gonna dismount Ronin, power slide away. Then this bottom web weaver gonna maybe get a little wall damage, but red at the moment nowhere close to a turn. Are they gonna try to rush boss here? They're looking like they're gonna make a boss rushing play, but I think this is a pretty serious mistake. ETC has really good point control with that stage dive. Rexar can just sit on the point. Silence coming in. Red is going to break off. Do it right now. Looking for the engage. Sleep gets interrupted by the face melt. Now they get a sleep onto Misha, but no real follow-up potential. But Do It Right is running out of time here. They need to look for a fight, and they need to look for it soon. Now the fight's being brought to them. Iceman thrown in, finally gets off. Oh, but the feigned death is actually going to neuter that. But Ring of Frost collects ETC and just ults all over the place here. And it's going to actually be Die for Vision losing the first and so far only hero of this fight. The Dark Conversion got off, and then you had the Aegis to help enable the Dark Conversion heal to go through, which was brilliant. But it was on to Rexar, who feigned death. So he didn't take the damage. Meanwhile, though, ETC kind of gets caught in just in a body. I was almost about to say a mosh pit. I didn't mean a mosh pit like VC Talent. Just surrounded by bodies, really unable to dodge that Ring of Frost. And this is now an opportunity for Do It Right. They have to worry about this turn-in. I'd like to have seen them try to do something with this death at the moment, but they really haven't done that. And now Vala is trying to solo the bot shrine. No, now here comes the cavalry, but they're getting a kill onto ETC, and they're turning the kill onto ETC into a siege camp. And yeah, it stalls turn-ins for a bit, but already a turn-in ready for blue as we're seeing gems getting dropped. And if Atlas gets this drop, this is yet another turn for red, and I don't think, or blue, and I don't think red is even aware of it. Oh, sorry, caster math was wrong. So it looks like Casey gonna have to get the turn here. Ronin having to charge out. Dragon's Arrow looking for the re-engage, doesn't find it. Iceman is very far forward here, needs to be careful. But red now backing off, and if Casey gets this turn in, that is yet another. And you're going to get the turn in here. That is another web weaver here, the fourth web weaver for the blue team. And this one, level 20, 17 and a half minutes in. These are going to be very healthy web weavers, and they already are going to spawn deep in top and mid with no keep on the way. So Ronin, though, looking for the engage. They have the potential. 5v4. Sylvanas late to join. Ring of Frost on the Stukov. He has the control chaos, trying to knock everyone out of there. He does manage to do that. And now, oh, the turnaround kill onto Jaina. Aegis going to come in onto Vala, but Vala's not going to be long because of the silence. Stage dive onto Lady Ronin, and this could be the game. Now trying to get the power slide, gets the power slide onto Ronin. Ronin just going to turn this around, be cheeky, but he's going to die all the same. And Zul is just going to type the GG, and that's going to be a 5-man wipe, although admittedly that last kill hardly counts as level 20. They tried to take a fight, 5v4. I think they needed to do something like boss when they got that kill. They needed to open up some more pressure on the map, reduce Die for Vision's vision, ironically. They weren't able to do it. So, first map, going to Die for Vision. They'll take map number 1, and we'll get set up for map number 2 here. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay tuned here to the Nexus Gaming series. Welcome back, everyone, to Nexus Gaming Series. Die for Vision up 1-0 in this series. Die for Vision looking really strong on that map. It was even until level 10s came in. It just seems that double turn-in kind of put Do It Right on the back foot. They had plenty of chances to try to like get back into the game and kind of equalize. They even got a kill late, which I think could have gotten a lot more value than they got out of it. Once again, bans coming so fast. Anubrak, Diablo. We have an Asmodan ban, which that one is... I don't even think I've seen an Asmodan yet in this season. I 12% popularity, 78% win rate with a 10 KDA. All right then, I guess ban-worthy, question mark, but... Once again, hyper tank chokes. Do It Right, banning out Diablo and Joanna. But we have the early Kael'thas here out of Sulfide. Kael'thas, good Shrine Control. Probably second best on Shrine Control behind Gul'dan. But definitely brings... That Living Bomb can be really sneaky on this map, especially at this level of play. Sometimes players aren't the best at identifying when Living Bomb's on a minion. The minion can spread to the heroes and just do a ton of damage. ETC going to get picked up here by Ronin. So wanting both a strong pick and a denial pick, I think, because the ETC was played very, very well in that last game by Leonidas. But Snail Hands staying on that Jaina. The Rings of Frost that Jaina dropped were actually good, but once again, Shamhat getting onto that Stukov. And I gotta say, the Stukov play last game, just the ultimates alone were actually just very, very good. What kind of win rate? So that's not just on this map. That's just in NGS in general. I don't actually have a way to filter to this map specifically in my stat portfolio. But man, draft coming hot and heavy again. Again, denying the Rhaegar. So trying to get, I guess, Lady Ronin onto the Ariel again, maybe. Hanzo going to get banned out the other way. They did have a lot of problems dealing with Hanzo's vision with the Dragon Arrows as well. But I gotta... We have a medic. We have a medic, guys. Okay. I have not seen a medic game yet. Let's see if we actually even have had them. Taking a look at some stats here. Medic 5% popularity, average KDA 2. Obviously, very small sample size, so it's hard to get much from that. But the Leoric pick, I think, is just very good on the map. Leoric is going to be very good at kind of scouting, at helping to control the shrine. Entomb can get a lot of value, but pretty meta draft here once again for the side of Die for Vision, and they have a lot of single target blow up potential. The Blaze can really set up Stukov root combos. We have a Zul Jin now from Iceman, so... Didn't really like the Vala last game. Gonna try to get to something a bit heftier than the Vala is, where Vala is kind of like quick and nimble. Zul'jin is kind of just artillery fire. But like artillery fire, a bit vulnerable to getting engaged on at close range. But once again, an interesting draft here. I mean, just on play, I kind of still want, and on draft, I still want to go for Die for Vision winning this one. As we take a look here, I highlighted last game, although now I feel like I kind of want to highlight the player hero as well, not just the broad stats, but actually, Shamhat has not played Stukov this season before this match, so we've seen Shamhat play. We've seen Shamhat play some Lucio, some Anduin, some Tyrande, all very meta. But the Stukov is strong, and the massive shoves in the last game were just really good. But here we go now, moving into the match. On the left-hand side, looking to dominate the series is Die for Vision. We're going to have Shamhat on Stukov, Casey on Tychus, Atlas on Blaze, Sulfite on Kael'thas, and Leonidas on Muradin. And over on the right, Do It Right, trying to equalize the series. Take us to a game 3. Hannibal, going to be playing Leoric. We're going to have Lady Ronin on Morales. Iceman, going to be on Zul'jin. Snailhands playing Jaina and Ronin on the ETC. It is Do It Right. So, looking level 1s. Already seeing Blaze looking like he's going to split off. Stukov once again going for that E build. Blaze going for the Globe build, trying to get that self-unstoppable. I think it makes a lot of sense in the kind of combos that we're going to see. Third wind out of Muradin. So that's, you know, I've seen a lot of, when you go this kind of comp, you want single target. I've seen a lot of emphasis on the Stormbolt for the damage, but I think this is okay. It means that Stukov won't have to blow a trait to heal Muradin. Muradin can just back up out of the fight and be ready to go. ETC power sliding onto Leonidas. Leonidas going to take a bit of damage, but he's Muradin. He's got a lot of HP to take that damage. And Wave Clear already pretty heavily in favor of the side of Die for Vision, and they're actually looking at potentially cutting off ETC here. Stormbolt there. Here comes the damage, looking for the silence. Ronin gonna get away thanks to medic heals, but good disruption on the rotations. Gonna make them think twice. Forces Leoric to rotate down to clear mid. Kind of an awkward double soak as Blaze is gonna get some push top, but really good heads-up play there by Hannibal to make sure that happens. So we're actually seeing a push here onto the siege camp. Some danger pings, though, as I think this has been read by Die for Vision. The question is, what's going to happen? Stukov has already dropped the silence here, but Ronin in a really bad spot. Blizzard comes in, but blue team does a good job waiting it out. Snail Hand's very low. Medic going to get the heals out. Iceman dies to... Oh, no. Oh no, a living bomb was taken back to the gate, and it was spread and paired with the Stukov dot. That's the first 2 kills of the game, and that's just a feels bad, man, when you are on the red team and that happens. And that's where Kael'thas, you know, in C Division, he can get really a lot of value, especially on this map over the shrines. That living flame, or living bomb, excuse me, can get a lot of value, and we just saw it happen there. Yeah, that is an absurdly high win rate for Asmodan, but silence coming in. Medic is in a really bad spot, and you see that low blow damage starting to tick there on the Medic. Level 4s, though, here. 4. Do it right. Gonna look at the level 4. Still no picks from ETC or Medic. Medic going trauma trigger, so going with the automatic armor. I think I like that just because of how much CC potential there is. I think I like that choice a lot. I always like to see how the healers get build. It's seeing the same E build out of Stukov. Taiga's going in the rhythm, so a lot of potential single target damage later, but blue team never picked up their siege, so Do-Right is going to grab this, potentially even seeding the first shrine. But they do need to get people up to defense. Snail Hand's up right now, just clearing the lane. Are they going to rotate up for the engage, or are they just going to push? They've already given up 13 minions. It looks like they are going to rotate up for the engage. Snail Hands needs to be careful. That could have easily just been an engage on the Snail Hands and a kill there. But Medic showing up with full energy. Always important to keep an eye on Medic's energy. Does not recover like mana. You can't even tap it back. ETC with the huge power slide, though, and the face melt. Back into the Blizzard. Gonna secure the kill onto Sulfide. Shamhat managing to keep as much of the team alive as possible, including himself. Now needs to be careful of that Zul'jin. Leoric, though, dying on the counter engage there. But Hannibal will be back up in just literally a second. Here comes Hannibal, full health, now moving in onto... Oh my goodness! What a great spawn right on top of Stukov. Slow, enable the Ronin, engage on the power slide. Now Atlas needs to be careful here. But this should allow Red to gain control of the shrine with the staggered kill onto Stukov and no heals. It's going to be very hard to step up even the snipe minions, but that is not going to stop Blaze from trying. 29 to 23 at the moment. Here comes the power slide, but so many minions just picked up there by Kael'thas. 36 to 24 now, and I think Blue might be able to steal this shrine. 38, and they do get it despite the man disadvantage. And there you see the shrine control of Kael'thas and Blaze. Just so much shrine control. Leoric doing a good bait. Leonidas jumps over the wall a bit too early, but, you know, red team has to disengage because of the root. But they could turn on to Muradin. They are getting some damage out. Muradin going to have to Dwarf Toss out of there. And that should enable a clear onto this Punisher before the next turret is taken. Alright. So a bit over aggression there by Leonidas. I think actually cost his team a great pushing potential because they had to set their focus to killing Sidewall just so Murden could get away, since he did Dwarf Toss in. But meanwhile, Zul'jin clearing the mid lane. And both teams invaded each other's siege there. Stukov, I know he probably knows ETC is top, but I always just get nervous whenever you channel a spell in front of a bush that you don't have vision of. It's always a bit risky. But Blue going to pick up this bottom siege camp. Red going to try to pick theirs up. Zul'jin going to enable a rapid burn here. We are approaching level 10. So we are looks like it's just going to be a quick trade. These Impaler camps have been buffed. They still kind of suck really bad. Leoric being annoying here in the middle. Camp getting cleared up. Red hasn't sent anyone up to rotate, so it's forcing Leoric to stay here for that soak. And Tyka's getting some good damage now onto this tower, but Tyka's perhaps staying too long. There's the power slide with the face melt, and it looks like it's going to be enough to get the kill. And so Do It Right is coming back with a vengeance here on map 2. They're really executing these picks, and we're seeing this ETC is being very impactful as a hero. But now Ronan looking at Sulfide here. Sulfide with the face melt does go down. And there you see just once Zul'jin gets going, he can do quite a bit more damage than Vala, especially when he can afford to just stand still. In that case, he could. And that's another pick-off in level 10s. And Do It Right really coming back strong in this game. Definitely look a lot more comfortable kind of on the heroes they're on, getting the value they need. And this is turning into potentially a very even series. Level 10s into Mosh Pit, Welly, Taz Dingo, and Combat Stims. Of course, Combat Stims. You have a Zul'jin. Medevac doesn't typically get a ton of value on this map, so you would typically take Medevac if you're worried about something like a Genji or something, and you just use it as like an ice block, basically. It's an ice block on a 60-second cooldown. And then occasionally you get value, but this map, it's because the objective is so powerful, this kind of harder to run things like, Juice Pirates, and obviously they don't have a Juice Pirates comp or anything like that, but anyway. Well, 10's on the other side. Avatar, Odin, Bunker, Phoenix, and Massive Shove. And Massive Shove really was, I think, the ult of the match, last match. Shamhat doing a lot of work with that Massive Shove. Every time a ring hit, the Massive Shove was there, secured the disengage, really denied a lot of kills. Gonna be a mid-shrine. Looking like the engage. Might be on, they were looking for someone rotating bad, but not gonna find it. Now stepping up. Good Welly flank here from Jaina. Needs to watch the Living Bomb spread. Does neuter it well. Welly now kind of on the retreat. But Red has control over the point. Starting to get this early control here. Iceman a bit low in the back. Lady Ronin might want to get some heals out there. I know the Taz Dingo is there. I don't think you want to rely on too much. There's the Mosh, but Snailhand's not in a position to follow up. Snailhands was kind of down in the bot lane and low, and Zul'jin was healing. But there's the combat stim now. Power slide coming in, but the gravity lapse forcing the Taz Dingo out. Unkillable is there. Bunker, though, coming down to neuter the rest of that Taz Dingo, and now ETC having to back up out of the silence, as is Jaina. Blue has successfully gotten control of the point. Very close on minion race, 28 to 29. Power slide coming in, trying to get some kind of engage. Iceman coming in onto the slate, looking at Shamhat. Shamhat getting left behind Stukov without that mobility, not getting the peel needed from the tank. Blaze goes down as well, and that was such a good counter engage by Do It Right, and they have made this a series. And this is the granddaddy of them all, the Arcane Punisher. Yeah, this is a much more kind of meta set of builds we're seeing. I gotta say, the ult usage in that last fight was good kind of all around for me. I really liked how both teams used their ultimates. The Mosh was a bit premature, but it caught 2 people. So it's hard to really fault ETC for that one. But the mid fort will drop here, and that will be the first fort of the game. And, Tychus in a bit of a bad spot. Oh no, Leonidas getting caught off! Oh no, Living Bomb should be okay. Yes, is okay. And Muradin stuck the neck out to try to make sure that his teammate could get away, but Muradin does go down. And now this is not just Do It Right getting back into the series. They're setting up in a really good spot to take map 2. They have a lot of macro control at the moment. They have the 13 advantage. Let's see what they choose to do with it. Lady Ronin already on this bot shrine. Zul'jin taking the mid shrine. Stukov gonna just neuter that push, but the gate is down. And anytime the gate is down, you know, with this Punisher, if the gate's down, you can't bait him over the wall as safely. You know, you have to worry about now, like, what if we bait them over the wall and ETC just power slides in and moshes? Stukov using E for vision there. But all 5 members of Do It Right in this bot lane. Some Soak going to be missed up in the top by both teams. So slowing the race to 16 a bit. But now we're going to see Do It Right looking like they want to push here into this bot lane. Try to get this wall down, possibly even the well, before the next shrine phase. Top tower is down. Or bottom tower's down, top tower's down. They might go for this well. There's the Entomb, forcing out Welly, actually going to be used a little bit late. Entomb onto Muradin, never the best play, just because you saw just what happened. He dwarf tossed away. Welly came in as well, kind of wasted. But still, with no timer yet for the next shrine, they should have the ults, if not when the shrine starts, then close to the time. I don't want to see them engage right now, though. They don't have the water elemental. ETC coming in, there's the face melt. Stukov, massive shoving, trying to buy some space, but it's not going to be enough here. He's going to be the next to fall, and now a single target mosh with no interrupt onto the Muradin. Can they get the kill? Good face melt. That secures the kill. That's a 3-man wipe. Great engage there by Ronin. Screw the caster for saying now's not the time to engage, because it absolutely wasn't. Taz Dingo burning down the fort, but needs to be a bit careful here. Oh, no! As we do see Zul'jin go down. Sad trombone. Well, that's about all you can say. They get the fort. Zul'jin will be up before the shrine is a factor. Mosh won't be, though, and that's big. Because all the ults will be up on the side of Die for Vision immediately. Mosh won't be up until 40 seconds after the shrine spawns. Tazdinga won't be up for 20. And so they do have the 16 advantage, but what they don't have is the heroic advantage at the moment. Combat Sim also going to be down for about 20 seconds after the shrine spawns. And I'd like to see Blue kind of recognize this and get onto the shrine quick. But of course, they don't have level 16s. That makes it harder. Level 16 will come, though. And once Stukov gets that super strain, that's going to help a lot with these ETC combos that we've been seeing. Here we go. And actually, auto attack build out of New York. I hadn't noticed this. But looks like Die for Vision. They're just saying, like, look, we can't fight right now. We don't have 16. Let's just get value in another lane. And then we'll drop back and defend once we have level 16 off that. Of course, the fort itself doesn't give XP. So all you're doing is getting catapult pressure in the top, which is good. It's unmatched catapult pressure. But you're giving up a mortar punisher in the bot that is going to push directly onto this keep wall. It is healthy, but you still don't have level 16. And I don't see how Blue gets level 16 very quickly here. Might just tick in passively. And I think it will. Yeah, there it is. It ticked in passively. Oh, Kel'Thas was mid picking it up. That helped. But now Kel'Thas is going to have to rotate back in for the defense. Stun comes in. Stukov was actually uncomfortably close to that. But Stun comes in onto Blaze. He does have the bunker. Red doing a good job saying, look, we don't need to hard engage. This Punisher, very full health. We're going to engage. But now ETC looking for that backline engage there. There's a stun. Massive shove trying to buy space. Disrupts the power slide. Combat Stim does come in onto Iceman. They do get the keep, and they're going to disengage. So first keep of the game, heading over to the side of Do It Right. Do they push up mid here? They only had one Impaler, so I like discretion's the better part of valor here. They are going to rotate straight away into this bot camp. Blue can't see this coming, though they probably know it's coming. They can't see it. No vision really on the bottom half of the map. As mid lane's pushed in, bot lane's pushed in. There's the siege camp, just going to force a bit longer defense allow Red to get control of the map and try to win this race to level 20s. 2 levels away versus a little bit less than 2 versus a little bit more than 3. So I think it's doable for Diver Vision to get 20 by the time the next shrine starts. It's going to be close, but they have to catch really every bit of soak they can. And with no one rotating top at the moment, I don't think they're actually going to be able to get that soak. This is quite a bit of experience here that they are going to lose, which could set them in a position where they're taking the next shrine against level 20 with level 19 or so themselves. Looking like they want the fight now, but Welly going to come out, focus onto ETC with the stun combo. There's the gravity lapse, ETC very low, but they don't get the engage they want. That was a situation where if Diver Vision got that engage, got that pick, completely changes the complexion of this game. But now the focus on the Blaze, who was kind of a bit left behind. Bunker going to be forced out here. Bunker does drop. Massive shove now being blown. So that's a lot of ults blown just for a turnaround. You know, you blow the massive shove and the bunker. This could be an opportunity here to push top, as because you're so close to level 20, you can afford to be more aggressive, knowing that Diver Vision has to find every ounce of soak they can to reach level 20 before the next phase. So they are going to take this Bruiser camp. I don't like Diver Vision trying to take this fight right now. Blazes away, but Zul'jin kind of getting a bit left behind. Ooh, Ronin is in a bit of a bad spot here, but now Leoric, if they get the pick onto him, it's not the biggest thing in the world, but it's a little bit. It will at least let them get some control over the map, get the lanes pushed out while Leoric is dead. Red gonna pick up their Bruiser. I think a bit early for this. I think they could have held this, honestly, but especially with Leoric dead, hard to know exactly what to do on the map. But that could enable a last gasp push towards level 20 here on the side of Diver Vision. Level 20, though, already picked up on the side of Do It Right, Do It Right. Going with that Entombed Silence, always a classic. Winter Mute, classic. That extra self-healing, Cadus Reactor 2.0, makes Morales very hard to kill. Trying to get immediately started here by Do It Right. They should be able to get this before level 20. I think it was a stretch for Diver Vision to reach level 20 before this objective, no matter what. They are going to take this fight into level 20, and I do not like this decision at all. Looking like they think they can try to steal this shrine, but this is a really risky fight to take. ETC has the Tor buff. There's the Entombed Silence. ETC coming in. Here comes the Mosh. Has the Tor buff potential. There it is, but it actually lets Stukov kind of get away, but the Stukov still dropping to Jaina there. Taz Dingo being used. My goodness, that was Iceman. I don't like Diver Vision going for that fight. Yeah, your mid wall is low, but without level 20 into Leoric, who's just one of the best heroes post 20, I don't know. That's risky. Zul'jin, by the way, going Forest Medicine, so just trying to make sure that he can basically keep himself alive, not relying on a medic to heal him. And with those 3 deaths, that's going to allow an easy take onto the keep. If you have level 20, you can maybe mount a defense here. It's hard. You're playing downhill, as you always are, but this should be GG. We are going to see Blaze come up in 3, but it would take an absolute miracle. This Punisher is completely full health. You'd need to see Tychus already killing the Punisher just to have a chance. But with the Zul'jin siege damage as well, it's just not going to be enough, and we are going to get a game 3. Blaze 3 dropping. This Punisher starts to wail on the core. Little bit of a fight here. Oh, the BM Ice Block. Man, you want to punch me. There's the Entombed Silence. They're going for kills now, but the core does drop. And we are going to get a game 3. So a much different looking Do It Right there. Much better looking game from them. And we're going to get a game 3 between these two teams. I'm excited to see what it will look like. We will hopefully get a chance to see that here shortly. But stay tuned. I'll keep the stats up for a bit. And we'll be back for match number 3. Looking forward to it. See you then. Welcome back, everyone, to the final game in this dastardly duel between Die for Vision and Do It Right. Destiny is at play here, as well as the double point you get for victory. Those duel of points will certainly put you in your division and better chance to make playoffs. As we see a Dahaka banned, keeping with the theme of our cast, Dahaka getting banned out here onto the map. Sky Temple, have not seen a lot this season. Not a particularly popular map in Nexus Gaming Series, especially at the lower levels of play where teams like to brawl more than kind of play like Hyper Macro style. It's a map that certainly favors teams that are good at getting an early lead in the game. This map, it's very, very difficult to come back on. If you get ahead, you pretty much have to make a serious mistake to lose. So we'll see if that changes the focus of this draft. Dahaka, Kael'thas, Dahaka, and ETC are the bans. So ETC's really been kind of a pivotal hero in this matchup, as both teams, when they had the ETC, won. So denying that, more worried about the ETC than the Johanna at this point, who had been the other ban. Of course, Nubarak is still up as well, so not as much a tank choke as we've seen, but now taking Jaina out of the hands of Snail Hands, saying, look, you got to show us that you have another hero, Snail Hands. We don't think you do. So it's going to be on Snail Hands to show that difference. Ronan going to grab the Johanna here, as we've seen a reasonably fair amount of Johanna from him, I believe, so far. taking a look and gonna run this stat line. We see he's 1-1 on Johanna so far this series, but a pretty good KDA. Azmodan, though, gonna be the grab. So Azmodan is... I don't know if I like it on this map at all. I think stacking is going to be very difficult. I think this map just has a lot of... there's a distinct lack of Zune talk in this cast. The Zune was a great piece of hardware. Don't shit on the Zune. Tyrande and Anubarak coming out the other side. First Tyrande of the series. Tyrande, I still think, very, very strong hero. Taking a look, though, I don't think we see it as much in the lower divisions, but... only a 24% pick rate and a 45% win rate, so much lower popularity for Tyrande than one would expect, but she does require a lot of coordination to get value. You pretty much have to get value off the stun, so it's going to be on Leonidas to communicate effectively to his teammate and say, like, hey, I'm going in, follow up with the stun. But that said, a well-played Tyrande can be exceptionally strong, and with Stukov not being the pick, I'm kind of interested. Stukov, not his strongest map. A lot of flanking angles. Mobility concerns are an issue here. You kind of want to have the ability to get picks on this map when you can kind of get people into a macro rotation that favors you. But Raynor going to be the ban, as is Leoric. Not wanting to deal with that Leoric from Hannibal again. Kind of targeting it as a bit of a problem. But Medic coming back up. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We are not getting Zul'jin, however. We're getting Greymane. And I think the reason for that just comes down to Greymane's camp clear. The camps on this map play a pivotal role in the macro play. You really have to clear the camps because you can't afford to give up free structural damage given the way the objective works. So camp timing's very important, but wow, okay. These are like the first two kind of like super, well, not really super off meta, at all off meta picks, but not completely off meta. I mean, Kerrigan is strong. Again, this map comes down a lot to early game, so we are seeing that focus onto the early game. Ragnaros going to be picked up here by Atlas. Kerrigan going to be played by Sulfide. And once again, the Zul coming out for Hannibal. I don't know if I like that last pick. To me, I look at Do It Right and I say, oh, look, a bunch of people who pick comfort picks. And I look at Die for Vision and I say, oh, look, a team that's going to go for early ganks while they rely on Ragnaros to control macro. Like, there's a much more consistent running theme to me on the left side. I'm a bit worried about Do It Right's draft, to say the bare minimum. But we'll see. Obviously, anytime you go Kerrigan, it's going to be on you to make some plays in a series like this. So we're going to spotlight that Kerrigan player right now, and it's going to be Sulfide. Now, Sulfide, Zeron actually, I mean, if you look at that, that's quite a diversity of heroes that he's played this season. You got Kael'thas, who's really like PvP focused, AoE mage. You got Falstad, who's macro focused with some flank potential, and you got Cassie, who's just like, I'm just going to hard engage and get the kill. Reasonably high co-participation. Obviously, the season not long so far, but 4.9 KDA, very respectable. But we're moving now into the match. Ultimate match, gonna decide the series. Die for Vision versus Do It Right. No one walking away with the domination today, but someone is gonna walk away with the victory. And on the left, we're gonna have Shamhat on Tyrande. Casey gonna be playing the Jaina. Atlas on Ragnaros. Sulfide on Kerrigan, and Leonidas going to be playing Anubarak. And on the right, Do It Right, looking for their first victory on the season. Hannibal going to be on Zol. Lady Ronin on Medic. Iceman going to be on Greymane. Snail Hands going to be on Azmodan. And Ronin going to be on that Joanna. Already, once again, seeing the Ragnaros split. Level 1 talents. I'm going to be shocked to see, oh, look, Alun's Chosen was selected. What a surprise. Sarah. I don't know. I assume Sarah is the name of someone on one of these teams. Looking for a flank, though, and this is what you'd expect to see. You want to get the kills, but if Ronin leads the rotation, those kills are not going to come. They have to back up. They have to clear the lanes. So smart rotation there. Good patience, making sure Ronin leads the way. They need to not die early. This map, again, can be won very early because it has such weak comeback mechanics. But now, Zul doing that double rotation we saw in the last game. Rag saying, you know what, I think I'm just going to take Vision then. But Zul mounting up now, rotating top. Both teams kind of playing around each other. Red playing very, very cautiously. And I think that's the right call. Greymane moving on to the siege camp. Anoop thinking about an invade, but doesn't have the team there to do it. Kerrigan kind of selling out here, trying to look at Asmodan. Now going to rotate top, though, and Zul does not have the vision. And Zul may... Oh, Zul's too far up. Here it comes. Chugga, 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 choo-choo. The CC train is coming to town, boys. Hannibal will do a little dance, make a little love, but he will go down tonight. As Atlas gets the kill after waiting 8 years for the last auto attack to come in. Haha, curse strikes. And already though, that's how you want to execute the comp. And Anub now looking at Iceman. Iceman in a bit of an awkward spot. There was a great lunar flare with the blizzard. Kerrigan comes in, could secure the deal, does do so. That's 2 kills. That's exactly how you want to play the comp on the side of Dive for Vision. That's exactly how you need to play the comp on the side of Dive for Vision. And we are seeing builds continue to go towards that. The extra impaling strikes, the lunar blaze, so trying to really chunk out as much burst damage as possible. Asmodan was covering top lane, now gonna Hearth. Zul gonna try to get back to normal rotations. This is my Storm League experience right here. Solo healer, medic in the bot lane, soaking after deaths. But not a huge experience difference. About half a level, but I think it'll get equalized here just with this bot lane. And no, it's still about half a level. So now, though, Kerrigan once again looking at Hannibal. Hannibal popping the shield. Good combo. Awkward angle, but manages to find it. So I think Hannibal might be able to get away. Does do so. So not getting that kill, but still stacking that combo. Not stacking that combo. Executing that combo well. And that was an awkward angle for Kerrigan to get that. So impressed with the accuracy of the skill shots there by Sulfide. But now Rag soaking top. Looks like do it right. They want to focus this bot, but right now both points being channeled by the blue team. A late camp decision here by red, and they're giving up both shrines to go for this. I think that's a pretty bad macro misplay on this map. Is at a certain point, like, you just need to trade out the shrine. They've given up half the shots here in mid for a song. They got camp, and you know, Rag could clear that up. Rag, meanwhile, is going to finish all the shots up here in the top. And so this is a very big advantage now for Die for Vision, and we know how this map is. It's very hard to come back. Still, no fort secured yet, so it's still fairly even. Looking like they want to move into Leonidas. Ooh, good grenade, and the dunk secures the kill onto Anubarak, who is unstoppable but not invulnerable during that burrow charge. The dunk catches Anubarak in transit. And down he goes. So there we go now. 7-7, and actually, there you go. So do it right. They give up some soak, but they actually ultimately come out of this phase for the better. They get the mid fort. That's going to put a catapult in the mid lane. Now, mid lane is the weakest lane on this map. It's the hardest lane to end, but it's always the backup lane of the 2 outer shrines. So lasers, on average, hit mid lane more than any other lane. So it at least could set up catapults in the mid, open up a win condition if they get a wipe that doesn't require boss. But let's be honest, most of the games on Sky Temple end right here. So we'll see what happens there. Now I should note, ooh, good stun there. Did go Celestial Attunement, so going with the stun rather than the reduction or the spell armor. Which, I mean, the problem is you can't cleanse out Zul Root. You can really only cleanse Joanna slow and like Bless Shield and Condemn to a lesser extent. Still, it'll be valuable when it gets value. Meanwhile, both teams kind of just rotating around, but Die for Vision, despite kind of tripping up a bit, still a little bit head and soak. Gonna get 10s. Before Do It Right at this point. Top camp taken up here by Die for Vision. It's gonna push top. Someone will need to come up to clear it. But it looks like now they want the team fight on the side of Do It Right before level 10s come in. But they need to be careful. Level 10s are just a tickle away for Die for Vision. And Ronin needs to be the most careful of all. Currently separated out from the team. Iceman could get engaged on as well. There's level 10s. And with this vulnerable top fort, you think you do have to look at clearing this, especially with that lava wave coming in. This could actually put pressure on the keep wall, which means you have to give up this bottom. And so it's a difficult situation, especially when you don't have the level 10. Need to be careful because you could see an engage past the wall here when the gate goes down. Good lunar flare there by Tyrande to get the stack. Joanna pushing up the mid. Level 10's here now for the side of Do It Right. Zool is going to clear up this top with Lady Ronin. I don't think you need Lady Ronin up here, though. I think you want Lady Ronin down low in case someone gets, oh, I don't know, stun comboed like that. But Iceman going to get away, but this is going to be a full channel on the bot structure. Going in favor of Die for Vision. Rag going to go and get that counter soak. And so, second objective pretty much ignored by Do It Right. Now here comes the engage. Once again targeting Iceman. Combo comes in. Actually finds Asmodan. But the Blizzard combo may be enough to kill Iceman. Down he goes. Cut off by that Starfall. And Lady Ronin going for the flank? Question mark? Leonidas though in a bit of trouble. Ring of Frost though kind of coming in. And oh boy, Joanna gets annihilated. Ring of Frost with the Lunar Flare follow-up. Try to engage on Leonidas. He got away. And this is going to be bot fort going down, and Rag going to grab top fort. So this is going to be, ooh baby, not a triple, but at least a double. And that's going to give an XP lead. Battle level, a little bit less to the side of Die for Vision. And now they're going to push up mid and try to get this last fort. And if they can do that, they're going to get so much more value off these shrines. But now, kind of comes back the other way. The macro play was a bit odd. Yeah, Grevins, I mentioned this. I don't really like Zool in the side lane. But I think the issue was they had to deal with that top lane push. Zool was the best to do it. But at the same time, like, there's where if you take your camp too early, you end up actually costing yourself the objective because someone has to go top and clear it. And Die for Vision playing this map very well at the moment. Ronin potentially looking for the counter engage. Not able to get any of the dismounts needed. And now with the experience and the map lead over to Die for Vision, it's going to be very hard for Do It Right. They're going to have to look for an opportunity to get back into this one. We're going to have a double shrine phase, top and bottom. To me, this clearly favors Die for Vision, who actually, as soon as they see this camp, they're going to be like, look, we made the right call, guys. We went boss. They're doing a boss play. But did they make the right call? Joanna's almost there. Joanna has the unstoppable. Now stepping onto the point. Starfall trying to make the engage difficult. Ragnaros, though, blowing Molten Core, getting control of point. But that is... Well, I said they saw that Bruiser camp taken. They think we made the right choice. But, actually, I thought Molten Core was used. It was just Lava Wave. But, in fact, it wasn't. And so now... Pendulum swings back the other way, and that's what we're talking about. When you make mistakes, that's how you can swing this map back the other way. Die for Vision really just had to not lose this game. They were winning. Now they're in a position where they could be losing this. Ring of Frost, though, comes in, collects several. Hannibal, though, going to get the Curse Strikes, going to keep him alive for the time being. And Curse Strikes with Combat Stim, always a fun time for Zool. Did he go the attack speed? He didn't go the attack speed. Oh, if you go attack speed combat stims, it's hilarious because it's just... It's like a machine gun going off. Still, though, macro advantage. Still in favor of Die for Vision. This fort will take some more shots. It will actually go down, so we will mostly be equalized, though, this top lane vulnerable because of Ragnaros here. But still XP lead. Favoring Die for Vision. No, you're right. That was so the boss call there was the right call with better burn, but they have a very PvE or PvP focused comp. They have a lot of ways to kill heroes, not a lot of ways to kill a boss. They don't really have a traditional auto attacker. It's all pretty much ability damage on the side of die for vision, and so it kind of makes these boss plays harder. They really need to make sure it's the right call, and I think in that situation, it just if they have Rag there, maybe it's the right call. Asmodan did a great job sniffing that out, though, and you got to give a lot of credit to Snail Hands for dunking towards the boss. Level 16 will get picked up soon on the side of Die for Vision. Do it right, still got a ways to go. Looks like a siege camp invade. They don't have level 16 yet, though. But the siege camp, of course, does go down a lot faster than the boss does. That's good. That's an effective steal. Kerrigan doing a good job soaking, saying like, hey guys, we don't want to fight, we need to get 16. But a potential gank attempt coming in. Ooh, Asmo gonna get dismounted. Does Burrow charge out? Lunar Flare potentially trying to turn around on Iceman. Nope, they are gonna back off. They don't have the members of their team there. Iceman just gonna kill a beetle to make a point. Rawr. But level 16's there, and we do see the Owl combo. The extra damage paired with the CDR, paired with the slow. And the slow and attack speed reduction could really neuter combat stim quite effectively. So it'll be critical to get that on the right target. Joanna was soaking the top lane, backing off. And level 16, though, should be here soon. This is going to be a solo shrine phase. So if anything, I actually like this for the sake of do it right. It's going to enable them to get kind of an even fight up here. To try to get control. Right now, again, slight structural lead, favoring blue team. Red gonna get some shots here, though. So whoever wins this fight is gonna be in a huge position to win this game. Kerrigan coming in with the engage, but huge damage coming out for the side to do it right, and they managed to nuke 3 members down with those big Asmo dunks. 5 members down. It's an ace. It's a 5-man team wipe. And at this point now, you just leave one and you go and get yourselves a keep. What an absolutely huge dunk there by Asmodan, paired with all the damage from Zul, paired with the burst from Greymane single target to help secure the kills. Go for the throat, getting value. And my goodness, that was a huge win for Do It Right. I don't know if they can core here. Death timers are quite short. They don't have Greymane with them, so I don't think they can. But they can get more structural value. Mid will go down. What's their play now? Do they go for this mid wall? Looks like that's Ronan's play. Rest of the team falling in line. Are they going to take the siege camp? This is risky. It's 5v5. You're giving them a 5v5 fight on their side of the map when you have the advantage. On this map, it's often discretion is the better part of valor. But that Blackpool dunk just did so much damage. And Stim Greymane. Yeah, that's... I mean, it all got started with the Snail Hands dunk, though. And it really chunked the members of the team. Great engage there by Joanna with the Condemn. And that shows there was good communication there between Ronan and Snail Hands, saying, like, hey, I'm getting them grouped up. There's the Blessed Shield follow-up. Yeah, I kind of agree with that, why Greymane stayed back. But anyway, we're seeing engage now. Ronan, once again, looking for this engage. There's the group up. Here comes the Skeletal Mages, and once again, Dunk comes in, securing a kill onto Jaina and Tyrande with the help from Greymane. And now Atlas getting run down by that very same Greymane. And Nubarak's going to be the next to fall. Sulfide's going to go down. And all through that, Hannibal stays alive. Medic absolutely keeping him alive. I don't even know why they're going for boss here. You just go core. End the game. You won. Victory lap time. But Asmodan going to go clear this bot lane while they are making a boss play. I think you just go core. You have top... Oh, you don't have sidewall down. But you can break sidewall down, run Joanna under, get core. Still? Ooh, I don't like this decision. They're not pushing with the boss either. There's an article on the Nexus Gaming Series website, and it's I think it's called "Kill the Damn Core" already. They need to go kill the damn core already. Instead, they're playing this really, really cautious with the level 20 advantage. And actually playing cautious with the level 20 advantage is actually unsafe, because then the enemy team has a chance to try to get level 20. And the Molten Core is going to limit what this boss can do. Though the lasers coming in still should get the keep. Boss is down. Joanna going to potentially dismount. Looks like the engage will be in mid. I want to see Morales getting off this point, as well as Snail Hands. They do leave the point behind. Bottom keep picked up. Big wave top going to need to be cleared. But now, I mean, you take this. You just try to group as 5 and take this fight now. If you're doing it right, you have the 20 advantage. Yeah, I agree. This was just a bit too cautious for me. Meanwhile, Iceman showing up to the fight a bit late. Dunk is a miss. Molten Lava Wave coming down, excuse me. But there's the kill once again onto Tyrande by the Greymane. Atlas managing to get away, but Greymane is going to go down here. Combat Stim onto Asmodan. That cannot possibly be the intended target. Ronin very low, though, getting the heals from the medic. Stun combo onto the back line, but down goes Anubarak, and Casey going to be the next to fall. No, Casey gets the shield at the last second, but it is going to enable the kill on Kerrigan. Go! The core! It's right there! Take the core! Lava Wave. Take the core! It's right there! You don't have Greymane, though, but, 3-4 at the moment. And Ronin actually low on energy, so they need to be a bit careful here. They don't have the most core burn. Jaina, if she can blow up one target, maybe they get the save, but Casey is so low there in the back, now taking real damage. Dunk going to secure the kill, and that's going to be the game. And Do It Right is going to, in fact, live up to their namesake. Play Sky Temple. It was their map. They took it, and they came back in this series. They win it 2-1, and we're a really close series. Definitely could have gone either way. I think these teams are very evenly matched. I'd love to see them meet in the playoffs and get another chance to cast them. But a really good match, so we're going to take a brief break, and we will be right back, hopefully with a post-game interview. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back, everyone, to Nexus Gaming Series. DB Smiley here. I am joined by two members of the victorious Do It Right. I am joined by Hannibal, the offlaner, and Iceman, the assassin for Do It Right. So, guys, you get, I believe this was your first win of the season, correct? I think your first match was against Winky Face, if I remember, and
Wasn't there a match before that?
Yeah, we had a match before.
Yeah, I think we had a match before that.
It's possible. I forgive me. I'm kind of just going off what I saw on the on the standings page there. But with that, maybe there wasn't. I can't recall. So forgive me. But with that, you guys get the 2-1 victory. So that's 2 points towards the playoffs against a good team that you played. Kind of walking through the series, though, let's start where most good stories start, at the beginning. Unless it's a Quentin Tarantino movie, but we'll get there. Tomb of the Spider Queen, you guys had some chances in that game, I would say, but ultimately you just seemed to have a really hard time kind of engaging into the enemy team. Kind of walk me through where you think that map kind of got away from you guys.
Man, it's props to that Stuke player, man. He's really good. I think that's where we had the most trouble was the Stuke resets, and towards the end there when he had his 20 and he kept slapping us.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy. Like we kept trying to follow, we just could not do it. So they did a really good job there.
Yeah, I pointed that out during the cast. Snail Hands would land like a really good ring that would catch the Stuke off out, but the massive shove was there, and then especially that post 20 with the controlled chaos, the double swipe. At max range really made it hard to engage. Additionally, it seemed like you guys had more difficulty with turn-ins than the other team. What do you think you can kind of take away from that? The other team did get 4 turn-ins, which is a bit unusual for that map to get so many. Like, what do you think you can take away from that?
We were a bit chaotic. We were trying to figure out how to get around them because they were pretty much just guarding it everywhere. So we just didn't. We had to I had to sneak it in at one point, but at that point it was already we were so far behind that it was just a GG there.
Yeah, that ETC was really good counter on our Mal'Ganis. Just anytime he's in that Stewie. So just that ETC and Stewie was really holding down Ronan on our tank. So we had no way of engaging. We kind of had to turtle the whole time and wait for an opportunity. And then when it popped up, Stewie, you know, he was really good with his knockbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, we probably could have won a couple team fights there if those knockbacks weren't so dramatic.
Yeah, they were quite impactful indeed. So now moving into map number 2, you guys decided to go map pick instead of the first pick. You took it to Infernal Shrines. First, what made you choose that map for your second map? Because you went Infernal Shrines and then Sky Temple, and they're really kind of two very different maps, I think, in the way they tend to play out. So
we just kind of we kind of just go off a feel. We just kind of talk about it and just go off of what we're feeling. We're not really a team that calculates everything. We kind of go against the grain. We don't really try to pick meta and you know, map meta and hero meta. We just kind of talk about what we're feeling, put a couple, you know, quick comps together and you know, try to go down that path.
Yeah, so sometimes we'll have a plan.
Yeah,
sometimes we'll have a plan, but then we'll just change it last second, just how we feel about it.
And is that what happened with the Medic Zul'jin kind of going with that style of pick? Just because those two, I haven't seen them very much. That's not to say they're in any way bad picks. I would say that they're not meta, not to say that they're bad.
Well, ETC is really good up front with the Zul'jin. It's so hard to get back to him.
Right.
Like, I mean, if you can't get back to Zul'jin, I mean, good luck.
Right.
That's all I can say.
Right. Well, so you guys, you played that map well. Where do you think was kind of the pivot point where it went from, like, you know, now we're gonna win this map?
I'd say towards the late game when we were just team wiping them. It was just you know, skelly cages and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Nothing changes games, so it's just the team wiping towards the late game.
Were you surprised they chose to take the engage 19 into 20 over the shrine?
Yeah.
Or were you expecting them? And because it seemed like you were positioned and ready for it, even though as you said, it kind of caught you by surprise. What were your thoughts there?
Man, I don't know. I just felt like we're always looking at the levels and whatnot, and so we tend to play a little cautious, but then sometimes we just turn it up. So
Yeah. And I should note, yes, I'm wearing my high school band T-shirt, and I am a 31-year-old man. There's no reason for this. It's just really hot today, and so this is a great shirt to sweat in. Anyway, so someone whispered me like, I didn't know you were in high school. It's like, no, I just don't buy clothing. That's my problem. So map 3, you guys take it to Sky Temple and you bring out the Asmodan combo. Was that just a matter of like, hey, they sniped Jaina, so that's the next comfort? Or I mean, you don't have to reveal that if that's the case. Obviously,
it's kind of one of those meta things.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you got 4 meta mages.
Mm-hmm.
They're all, you can only pick from,
right.
So Asmodan was next in line.
All right, and then obviously you work the Joanna combos with the Asmodan dunks. I think, take me through that top team fight where I think you know the one I'm talking about, where you managed to really just blow up the enemy team. Was that just like Ronan doing a really good job calling like, hey, group up, stack, and with the dunk follow up, or was that just you've practiced enough?
Ronan's really well at he's usually playing tank, so he's really well at engaging, calling it out. I'm going in. So we got a lot of good cues off of Ronan. So yeah, sometimes it works out. You say I'm going in, you suck them up, and here comes the Azanet bomb. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But it worked out pretty well. Yeah, they melted pretty quick.
So let me ask this question, because you're gonna go watch the cast, and you're gonna see me be actually quite critical of your team at one point. You get the 3 kills, I believe, at one point, and then you go boss, and then you go bruiser camp, and then you go shrines, and the whole time I'm saying, you have 3 kills, Greymane's still alive, just break through mid, walk around the mid keep, kill the core. What was the primary decision that made you not do that? Was it just fear about potential blow up from the Jaina, or like walk me through like why you decided not to just try to end there?
Sometimes we play a little risky, and sometimes we want to end it. But sometimes that just like was it worth the risk? So it's more let's just play the safe route for this time around. And sometimes shit just happens at the core, and they're just like, all right, well that sucks. And
yeah, there's safe routes.
If I can pause it though, is the safer route making sure the enemy team never gets level 20? And you may say no, that's stupid. You're bold, and that's also fine.
Well, when you play with a team with all kinds of different people and different opinions, if you don't act upon it right away,
right,
and then because we just have to do it right away. If we don't do it right away, then we're not doing it, and that's where a lot of problems come from. Is I don't think we should do this. Oh, yeah, we should do it, and then.
So what you said is if you're gonna do it, you're gonna make sure that you pause, do it right.
That's right.
I think that's a good place to end the interview. Now that I've embarrassed myself thoroughly.
Right.
But with that was a fantastic match. I was admittedly worried after game 1 because you guys just had such trouble engaging. I definitely saw you had promise to make it a series. You guys definitely stepped it up in game 2 and game 3, both really fun games to cast. So thank you for letting me do that. And with that, the floor is your guys for shoutouts.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, shout out to the other team. They did a great job. We'll probably see them again. They're a pretty good team. Shout out to the rest of our teammates. We played pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to take a 1-hour break. So I was going to cast a match that starts at 9 p.m. It's got pushed back to 9:30. I don't feel like just leaving the stream on dead air and Skies of Arcadia music for an hour. I love Skies of Arcadia music, but, I can actually play some games and stuff while I'm waiting for the next hour to pass. So we will see you back here in an hour, everyone, and we will be bringing you, forgive me as I lost track of it here, we will be bringing you, I believe it's Rush B versus Phoenix, Regen Phoenix, yes. So we'll be back here at 9:30 for that match. See everyone in a bit. Take care. Bye.